the staunchest feminists will turn into the most limp-wristed, feminine woman when it comes down to how much money she gets to keep or who has control of the money. It's like, oh well, you're the man. Now she don't submit to this man on no other level. When it comes down to who got to pay this, who got this, well, you're the man. You need to provide. Hey guys, we're back with another video. Meet the Simmons, enough said. Today we got a video from, looks like Steve Harvey. So he's addressing something with a few ladies here on the panel that has been addressed time and time again. And we want to try to bring some perspective to this conversation. All right, here we go.
Every couple should have 4 bank accounts. You have the one bank account where both of you put your check in, and that's your joint account. It pays everything that's a necessity to live. The second account, a savings account, where you both agree to put X amount of dollars of that money in it, and it takes 2 signatures to move it. The third and fourth account, she should have her own bank account, and you should have your own bank account. She can do whatever she want to do. She ain't got to check with you and ask, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you ain't got to check with her and ask. And that way, guess what? The bills are paid, you have a roof over your head and a car to drive. You all are trying to save a little bit of money, and you gotta have your own life.
Those 2 joint accounts you have together, the bill paying one is savings, and the savings. Should the man put in more money than the woman into those?
Your check, my check, should go into the account. Then the decision is made how much goes into your personal to do what you want to do, and how much goes into my personal to do what I want to do.
Okay. Okay. Herein lies the problem. And I'm going to come from an angle that y'all might not see. We, as a society, are obsessed with celebrities. We're obsessed with what they say. We're obsessed with what they do. Every person on that panel is a multimillionaire. Carrie Hilson has made a lot of money singing and with her modeling and looks. Those other women, I knew a few of them, but I don't really know. But I know they're successful because they're on the stage with Steve Harvey. You got people that come to us for coaching and counseling, and they fighting over a combined income of $60,000 a year. The average American man only makes $40-something a year. The average American woman makes less than that. So what are we really talking about here? When we talk about money and finances and marriages, we're really talking about power and control. Steve Harvey, that works for them. That makes complete sense for a man that is a multimillionaire. That makes sense for a man and woman who are a couple that make hundreds and millions of dollars together or hundreds of thousands of dollars together. Is anything wrong with what he's saying? Absolutely not. That could work. Mm-hmm. But people are looking at this video like, yeah, you and your husband together make $6,000 a year. Y'all fighting over that. What you need 4 accounts for $6,000? You better get your behind it. Y'all get on the same page and work this money out. That's what you better do. What do you think? What was your first impression of the video? And I'm going to get to the Carrie Hilson part at the end, too. I'm going to get to that.
I think for most of the time when we have these discussions with couples, when it comes down to finances and his account, her account, our account, what should we do? I think most of the time what it is it's a snapshot of your communication, because it has everything to do with the level of communication that you have between your spouse. So whether you have your account, my account, either way, we need to be communicating about our finances, about our budget, about our marriage, about our spending, holding each other accountable. So what it boils down to, when I want my own account and I want him to have his, what that typically is when you have a couple that does not want to have a joint account, and we're not saying you have to, do what works for you. But typically, it's I want to keep my stuff private, you keep your stuff private, and I definitely don't want to communicate with you about it. You have your money, I'll have my money, and then we'll meet somewhere in between when we want to. Mm-hmm. So it's normally a breach of communication that's the issue. And I wish people would see it that way, but they're like, well, no, I just don't want nobody controlling my money. It's about communication. Yeah. And as you're communicating, it's also about accountability. Because I can't go out here and just spend up all the money if I want to, if I'm truly being accountable to you, and vice versa. Yeah. So that's what your bank account is, a mirror and a snapshot of the level of communication and accountability that is actually in the relationship. Mm-hmm. That's truly what it is.
Yeah, like you show me what you spend your money on, I'll show you where your heart is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so like I said, I don't have a problem with this. I don't care if you do make 60 grand a year and you want to implement this. This is fine.
Do it.
But
Try
I'm telling
it.
you, a big part of being successfully married for a significant amount of time is learning to trust one another and communicating with one another about money. It's a big test. It is a great exercise for you guys to get into when you first get married. If you want to go to this later on, this model later on, but I think in the beginning, you should have one account and y'all got to talk about how we spend this money, how we pay the bills, who pays it. It helps you to grow and mature as a couple. We watch these people on TV like Steve Harvey, shout out to him, no shade, and we look at these people, these celebrity lifestyles, and we say, yeah, they said it, we should do it. They talking hundreds of millions of dollars. You talking about tens of hundreds of dollars. You talking about living paycheck to paycheck. And you talking about, well, I want my own account. So you can put $10 in it? I mean, really. It really is just people don't understand and don't want to be accountable in marriage. You have to be accountable in marriage. And I think that stuff like this kind of goes a long way to show that people generally want to get married. They want the title of wife, title of husband, but they don't want to actually share a life with somebody. They want their own. He even said that you got to have your own life. And I'm cool with that. You do have to have your own life, but you don't have to have your own bank account to have your own life. You need to communicate, and that'll help you grow. So no shade to them. And the part I really want to address is the last part, what Carrie Hilson said. As a woman, what did you hear when she said that?
Should the man put more money in than the woman? Should he be the financial breadwinner, basically, or should it be the woman? Or does it matter?
What's often seen, what I've often seen, and what we've often seen, is the age-old principle. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny to me, and it always tickles me to see how the staunchest feminists will turn into the most limp-wristed, feminine woman when it comes down to how much money she gets to keep or who has control of the money. It's like, oh well, you're the man. Now she don't submit to this man on no other level. When it comes down to who got to pay this, who got this, well, you're the man. You need to provide. Well, no, we're in this thing together, and you're a strong, independent woman, so you need to put it in too. I mean, the fact that
Do you want a traditional or a modern relationship? You have to define it. So this circular argument that we keep having, where you get to pick and choose when you want to be traditional and then when you want to have an actual modern relationship, it doesn't work. So if you're traditional and in the traditional model, yes, the man is the provider. So if that's what you're wanting, then of course his contribution is going to be much more or more significant if that is the traditional model. But if you're not looking at the traditional model and we're doing a whole bunch of modern stuff, we're just throwing it in a pot, you can't pick or choose. It's very confusing. And I don't know. I just think, just stop talking out the side of your neck. It's just really...
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. And again, we coach people like this all the time. And you're right. You'll watch a celebrity give you some sort of insight that works for them and their relationship. And it's not cookie cutter. It doesn't mean it's going to work in yours. You have to at least attempt and try certain things to see what even works.
And we've been seeing it here. We talked about hypergamy a while ago, and how women generally want a man that is equal to them or higher socially and financially. You got Carrie Hilson, who is a very successful woman, like I said, more than likely a multi-millionaire, and she still wants to practice hypergamy. She still wants the man to put more in than she does, and she's a multi-millionaire. So that's what we're talking about. You gotta have these conversations.
But you have to have the conversations.
Exactly. You can't
and
just
not just one time, but like it's a continual conversation that you're having, and that's the problem. Most couples just really suck at communicating. Yeah. Just point blank period.
Off rip.
Just
let me know down in the comment section. What do you guys think? I don't have a problem with the separate bank account things. I just think I have a problem with the mentality behind it. I think that's what I have a problem
do too.
with.
And we never tell a couple you need to have a joint account.
No,
you need
never.
to have that is a discussion for you guys to come up with. Just have the conversation. Have a business plan as a couple. Have business meetings as a couple so that you know where you stand and what your goals are for the future.
And find something that works for you.
For you.
Not what works for Steve Harvey or Carrie Hilson. So with that, that's enough said.